Okay. So first of all, I don't know much about this YouTube stuff, editing. I don't really care to know, but I have a lot to say and I have a lot of information to share with you lots. So I'm gonna get into it. So today, as the title suggests, I will be speaking about just nursing school in general, things you should know prior to applying, things you should know while you're there, and things you should know after completing going to nursing school. So the first thing you really want to do, like the first thing you want to do before you go to nursing school, before you decide you're going to sign up for nursing school, is this for me? Is this something that I want to do, or is this something that I'm doing because my family wants me to, or whatever the case may be? You always want to take a step back and say, is this what I truly want to do? And I say this because you don't want to start something and midway in it you're like, oh, this is not for me, wasting time doing all sort of things when you could be, spending your valuable time doing something that you truly love. So the first thing that I would really want to say is, know if you want to go to nursing school. That's the bottom line. Do I want to do this? When making your decisions, and just to let you know, I'm looking down because I have a book here with all my thoughts and stuff, and I just want to make sure I'm hitting all the key important points that I want you to take away from this video, because it's so broad, and it seems like everyone is going to nursing school these days, or everyone, the pandemic happened, and everyone's been inspired. They want to go ahead and, be of service to others. And that's cool and that's fine and dandy, but you have to find out if that's what you really want to do. So, the first thing you really want to do is basically find an accredited school. You want to find an accredited school because you don't want to waste time being in a nursing program and you probably end up on a transfer or go somewhere else and the school wasn't accredited, so you kind of have to start all over. It's like it's a lot that you have to see. You have to do your due diligence, your workout. You have to do your research before you can actually um that was my daughter. Before you can actually start the process of going looking into nursing school or whatever is the best fit for you. I don't know. All right. So another thing that I want you to know about nursing school is you will meet some awesome people. You will meet some amazing people and they will become your friends. And I say this truly from experience. Like, if you know me, I am not the type to hee hee ha ha. Like, yeah, I have a few friends, but I am not I'm social when I need to be, and I do what I got to do, but I am not that type. If you know me, you know what I'm saying, but I was never the type. I like to go in and out and mind my business, low key, stay out the way. That's how I've been. And I just want to say I met some amazing, amazing, amazing people in nursing school who I call my friend today. You know what I mean? So that's one major bonus about going to nursing school. You will find some awesome people in there that you will call your friends, like on the phone. That's my friend. You know what I mean? Um, I guess another thing that can go along with that is the fact that these awesome friends that you will make in nursing school, they will end up being either your study group or whatever, because in nursing school you're not going to be able to do this alone. It's stressful as it is already, overwhelming. It's a lot going on with nursing school, and you need people, you need a system, and you need people. And so therefore, Meeting these amazing people will allow you to be able to create study groups so that you guys can like bounce ideas off each other. Like, say, I'll speak from my experience because I just graduated about May of last year. And so therefore, from my experience, study groups and having that, that group of people that you can call your friends or whatever is really good and helpful because life gets crazy. And I'm not sure if you know, for those of I have kids. I have 5 children. And while I was going through nursing school, I had about say at that time I had two, 3 kids. And in the last parts is when I had my twins, but that's for another story. But I wouldn't be able to do none of it if I had my friends, okay? Because they held it down. Like they know they should. But yeah, yeah, friends. You meet friends in school, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Another thing about nursing school is it'll make you feel like you're dumb, like you don't know shit, like you don't know nothing. Okay. And I'm telling you this because you might be the brightest in the room, you may be the smartest in the room, and then you end up in nursing school and you're like, what the heck? Yeah. Be prepared for that. Don't let none of that phase you because nursing school is just on a category by itself, okay? And those who survive it, yeah, says a lot because it really is one of them. Nursing school, man, it's just overwhelming. It's stressful. It can be a lot of things, but you just got to make sure this is where and this is what you want to do come into play before you actually go to nursing school because if you know this is what you really want to do, I promise you will stick it out because that's where the dedication comes in. But if it's not something that you really want to do, and then you're met with this and you're feeling dumb and you're feeling all sorts of things, and you're saying to yourself, like, oh, this is not for me, and you give up easily, you throw your hands up in the air like, I'm not doing this anymore, then it maybe wasn't for you. See what I'm saying? So you always want to make sure that before you go to nursing school, you decide if this is what you actually really want to do. Because what comes after it, you got to be strong for it. That's one. What was that? The third thing I wanted to tell you. Well, the fourth thing is clinicals. So there's like 3 components of nursing school. You have lecture, you have the labs, and you have clinicals. Now, lecture is where you go for. Well, in my case, it was 2 days out the week. We go to lecture hall. The teacher reads off the PowerPoint, and you basically go home and study and teach yourself. In my opinion, that's how it felt. So, lecture was that you go in the lecture hall, teacher, professor goes over the material, you listen, you take your own notes. In my experience, we recorded our lectures, and then later on we went back, wrote our notes out, and do what we had to do. Other people do it differently, but that's what worked for us, so we stick with that. With labs, it's kind of like a stimulation. So basically, um it's like, let me not mess it up. So lab is like a skills lab, so it's like where you learn to do your skills as a nurse, and so therefore you will learn anywhere between how to insert a catheter, how to do Foley care, which is the catheter, um, how to do medication administration, injections, the different gauges and the needles and all that stuff, how to do an ETITO assessment. Like all of that is geared in labs because ultimately, before you go to clinical, you have to go to skills lab and pass the skills. It's like assessment. And so therefore when you go, you gotta basically learn and then prove or demonstrate that you understand what you've been taught before you can actually go to clinicals. And I'll just share this quick experience with you. Like, Skills Lab is no joke. That thing will have you stressed out, doubting yourself, throwing your hands up in the air, like, forget this. I don't want no parts of this. Like, it will have you losing your mind. This is why I will go back to what I said when I first got on this video. You have to examine if nursing is what you really want to do, because what comes after, you have to be strong mentally for it. Okay. Now, after the skills lab and all that stuff is done, you pass and you've proven to be competent, all that stuff. Then you go to clinicals, and clinicals is normally in the hospital setting, nursing home, depends on whether you're in your first semester or you're later on, in the years or whatever. In the semester, I should say, not years. But so the first semester will probably be something like this: going to a nursing home as opposed to a hospital to learn how, to learn like ADLs, like activities, and how to care for, patients, bathing them, feeding them, like that basic stuff. And then as you progress along in the semesters, then you go to the hospitals and you rotate on all these different floors, whether it be on med surge, ortho, cardiac, whatever. You primarily have like a clinical instructor, someone who supervises you while you're there, at the clinical site, and help you and just guiding you along the way, basically, because you're basically trying to get your hours to, because I'm not sure. It depends on what state you're in. Some nursing school require that you have 1,000 hours of clinical before you can actually complete the program. So it varies across the board. I'm not versed in whatever these requirements are. I'm in New York, so here it was like 1,000 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I did not look that up, but it's not just oh, you go to clinical and this and whatever the case may be. It's like a whole step. It's like a process. So clinical is where the magic is, though, because you're basically getting into the groove of it. You're the nurse, you're taking care of your patient, no matter, like if your clinical instructor give you, say, about 2 3 patients for the day, you're responsible for them, and not by yourself, may I add that. You're more responsible for them. Like, you have the primary nurse who's assigned to that patient there as a resource for you to, rely on to ask questions if you need, or whatever the case may be. And you have also your clinical instructor. So you're not primarily responsible for them, but it's just a great way to get your, get the feel of it, applying the knowledge of what you've been taught in school. And it just helps you to, what's the word I'm looking for? It helps you to become confident in your skill, if I can say that, because that's how I felt. I was able to be more confident and and just sharpen my skills as I did clinicals. That was how I perceived that one. Now, what else I wanted to add about clinicals is this: there, some schools, they do things differently. Where I went to school, they didn't want you to have colors, no bright colors on your nails. They didn't want the long nails. They wanted a short, clean clip and stuff of that nature. They wanted your hair up in a bun. They want you to just present yourself neatly, I guess. Presentable, you know, that's what they required. But what happens after nursing school is what happens after nursing school. But you just got to get through nursing school. You know what I mean? So that's that. Um, Another thing about clinicals is this: that some hospitals or nursing home that you are going to require that you have flu shot and all that stuff. Um, I've heard a lot of people say, like, "Oh, I don't want to take that. I don't want to do that," and they felt like they had no choice but to. I just wanted to just insert this little bit here and tell you that you always have a choice. Okay, you always have a choice. You always have a choice. Don't feel like you don't have a choice. If you want to know what I did, because I don't Yeah, I don't do none of that. And if you want to know what I did to avoid all that, you can reach out to me in the comments or something. You always have a choice. Don't let no one take your power away from you, okay? That's all I have to say about that. All right, in nursing school, you're going to run into select all that apply. And select all that apply is just multiple, it's questions, but it's like multiple responses. Like more than one of these answers are the correct answers. And they can be a pain in the butt. That's why I wanted to talk about them, because they really can be a pain in the butt. And you have to know how to answer these questions. And how I looked at select all that apply, SATAs, they're called SATAs, SATA, select all that apply. How I looked at them is basically, is this true or is this false? And I just go down the list of, answer choices, and I just select, is this true or is this false? And that's how I see how I'm able to get better at answering select all that apply, because it can be a lot of work. Nursing school in general can be a lot of work. You got to be mentally strong. You better believe it. You better sit down and think of why. What's your why for going to nursing school? Because if I'm telling you, if it's something that you don't want to do, eventually in the program, you will realize that, and you will be probably withdrawing yourself, discharging yourself, giving up. And before you know it, you've wasted time. So if nursing is not what you want to do, you really want to sit down and ponder on that, because once you start, you better see that thing through, okay? You better see that thing through. All right. So, another one that I think I want to tell you about nursing school, before you go to nursing school, you want to make sure you're organized. You want to make sure you're organized, because due dates for some assignment may be due, or you have something that's due for clinical, or you have something that's due for lab, and you don't have anything organized, and you're all over the place. You will be missing your deadlines, and you will be getting zeros, and you will have to advocate for yourself and talk to your professors, and don't go through all that. Just be organized. Be organized. Do your due diligence to make sure you have all your due dates and everything that you need to get checked off your list. Just make sure you have those written out. Having a visual look at your what is required of you, what I need to do, is so important, because nursing school moves like this. It moves, okay? It moves like this. Before you know it, you won't have a life too. That's like the other thing. You won't have a life, but you want to be organized. You want to be organized. You want to buy yourself a planner. You want to get an agenda. You want to use your phone, your schedule on your phone, whatever you use to stay organized, just do it, because I'm telling you, if you're not organized in nursing school, it's over for you. Over. Okay? So, organization is key. Uh I just insert this. I don't like phone schedules and all that stuff. I rather the physical copy. Like, I like to feel the pages. I like to write with my pen. I like to feel what I'm writing. So I write out everything. I have multiple planners. I always keep them, always have them, and I use them. So that's good for that's good to just keep organized, okay? Another thing that I think I want you to know is, you will doubt yourself. In nursing school, you will doubt yourself. You will think you're dumb. You will think you're this. You will think you're that. I'm here to just tell you, that's all normal, and that's normal for you to feel that way. But I'm here to tell you, don't be down on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be too perfect. You don't want to be too perfect, because when you want something to happen and it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, you don't want that to make you feel bad or down about a situation. You want to be able to, okay, this happened, and still hold your head held high and do what you got to do in regards to, that whole situation with nursing school, because I'm telling you, You got to be mentally strong to survive nursing school, okay? I'm warning you. I'm warning you. So if this is something that you don't want to do, you better look into it and ponder on it before you start. All right. I think another thing that I want to tell you is never be afraid to ask questions. Questions were made to be asked. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You don't understand something, ask it. What, the room is filled with 80 people and you don't want to ask it, you don't want to raise your hand? Raise your hand and ask that question. The only way you're going to learn is if you ask questions. If you don't understand something and you make that fly over your head and you continue on with your life and never get that addressed, do you see what I'm saying? Questions were made to be asked. There is no stupid question. Don't let no one make you feel like, oh, my question is invalid. No. Chances are, when you ask that question, somebody else in the audience probably is thinking the same thing, but nervous and don't want to talk and don't ask it. So you be brave and you ask questions. You don't understand something, you ask that question. You need clarification, you ask that question. Ain't nothing wrong with asking questions, okay? Don't let nobody make you feel bad or whatever. Ask that question. And I think finally, what I want to tell you is that you have to be your biggest advocate. And I say this because all my friends who know me knows I am my biggest advocate. And I don't let nothing and no one make me feel inadequate, less than, or feel like I don't have my voice and I can't speak out my voice. That's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to speak. Okay? Advocate for yourself, because once you practice advocating for yourself, then it will be easier for you to advocate for your patient once you've completed nursing school and now you're out in the work world, workforce, whatever. It will be easy for you to advocate for your patient because you know how to advocate for yourself. And that's one of the biggest takeaway I want you to take away from this. You have to be your biggest advocate because nobody's going to go as hard for you like you. Okay? So, I mean, these are not in any particular order or anything like that. I just was just trying to say some things that I remember about nursing school. I mean, the bottom line of this is that, do you like to help people? Do you like to serve people? Are you a people person? What type of impact are you trying to leave in this world? And so therefore, nursing it's a honorable job. Okay? It's honorable. You get a lot of respect, and I mean, you have to really truly love it. Like, you have to love it, because working as a nurse and seeing miserable nurses amongst you, they don't really love their job. They love what they get, but they don't really love it. And so therefore, it shows in how they care for their patients and how they treat others. So this is why I'm emphasizing. I urge you to ponder on this before you actually sign up for school. Is this what I truly want? Is this what I want for myself? Is this the career that I wouldn't mind being in for the next 30, 40 years of my life, 50 years? And once a nurse, always a nurse. So even if you retire, you're still a nurse, in my opinion. So is this something that I want for the rest of my life? You have to think about these things because you don't want to waste time. Ain't no time to be wasting. Okay? And I mean, some people don't always get it right. Some people don't always get it right, but you want to always make sure that you are pondering and, praying about things. You have to pray. And I think that's the last thing I would leave y'all with nursing school. Pray prior. Got to keep God first and foremost, the true God of Israel. You know what I mean? Keep him first and foremost, because it's not going to be easy. Nursing school is not easy. Okay? It's not. But once you have your thoughts in place and you know this is what you truly want and you desire for yourself, you will go hard. That's the dedication. You know what I mean? That's determination. That's discipline. You can do it. Now, for all my ladies and gentlemen, if you're here, if that's something that you want to do, I just want to leave you with these motivational quotes, speech, whatever you want to take from this. When you feel like giving up, don't. Don't give up. Don't throw your hands in the air. Oh, to hell with this. I'm done. I am over this. I must have quit so many times. Oh, I'm going to quit. I'm done. That's it. I'm not doing this no more. Oh, whatever. When you feel that coming on, don't. It's a phase. It's a phase. You can get through it. So there you go. I just feel when you put your mind to something, in my opinion, because this is what I do for myself, when I put my mind to something, I get it done. Do you understand what I'm saying? I get it done. And so, therefore, I just feel with nursing, if that's what you want to do, you gotta really know that's what you really want to do. And whatever challenges come along the way, whatever obstacles come along the way, that you navigate through them because it's just only time. It's only for a time. So as long as you keep focused and try to do all the little bits that you need to do, self-care, take care of yourself, get a massage, get your feet done, get your hands done, just take care of yourself mentally, then I believe you'll be okay. All right. So those are just some things I wanted you to know about nursing school. I mean, if you wanted to know something else in greater details, you could leave a comment. You could just ask or something. I don't mind sharing. I mean, I do have 5 kids and I am busy, but I do see that a lot of people, you know, they need they just need some type of guidance and like inspiration. And I'm all for inspiration and empowering women and men from all walks of life because we all need each other. We all need each other. Iron sharpens iron, and so therefore no man is an island. And I'm here. I'm here. Reach out if you need any more details about anything. I'm here. Now, until next time, this is Nelly. My name is Nelly. And I intend to just speak from my experiences with this channel. So it may not be just about nursing or my kids or my twins or whatever the case may be, but it will just be a general sense of a little thing from each walk of life, anything, you know what I mean? It's not just one specific thing. So reach out to me. You can reach out to me by Instagram, I believe, wellness with Nurse Nels. I think I'll type it somewhere in one of these. I don't know. This is like one of my first lives. But I'll try to find some place and put it in here for you to have. That's my Instagram, wellness with Nurse Nels. Also, you can like this video if you like it. I don't know if you can like a stream video, but like, subscribe, share with your friends. Somebody who may be going to nursing school, whatever the case may be, share it. I believe that, people are inspired by other people's experiences or they get empowerment, because some people, they're not as strong, so they will think like, oh, this is not for me, I can't do this. So just simply seeing someone of the same color maybe do it, maybe that will help them to get that boost that they need. Or someone, a woman or a mom. Like, I'm a mom. I went through nursing school with kids. Like, it's a lot to deal with. So I'm here as a resource. As that, I don't mind listening. I don't mind offering my advice and opinions or whatever. I don't mind. So if you've made it this far, thank you. And I'm gonna sign off now. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know. Are you signing up for school? You're not signing up for school? What? Let me know. Talk to me. Until next time, friends, take care. All right.